I'll conclude with saying at some point we're going to pass away. That ain't the same as quitting. That means you got to stop. That's the expiration date to anything.
Indeed. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Y.O.D podcast. What's up is good, smart is better. Are you coachable? Choose to succeed. And then, John Rubin. Get all things Y.O.D at www.theyodpodcast.com. Be sure to click, follow, comment, and share the Y.O.D podcast. Thanks for listening. October is here. Halloween is near. For some, it's a time of fear. For others, we laugh at the goblins, the monsters, because fear is to be challenged and not run away from. We've hit on this topic before, yet why not hit it once more? Talk a bit about fear and how it can either cripple you or empower you.
Let's see. It can stop you or make you stronger, in my humble opinion, if you're made with the right soul. What I call the right soul, like a virtuous soul. That's just how you are. You don't turn into this other person. I think Y.O.D said something about fear turns to anger. If I'm saying it right, I may have the sequence wrong. But eventually, it ends up being hate. And then that hate brings on all this other evil problems. But that's a horse of a different color, so we're talking two different spirits. So, I grew up in an environment of fear and anger, and it's crazy, it sounded love too. I knew my parents sincerely loved me and my sister. We just knew, you could just tell. And no matter how poor we were and this and that, but then I could always see the fear from my dad on certain situations. I could see fear in my mom in certain situations. And it didn't just stop there. I would see it with my grandparents. I would see it with my uncles and aunts, because, the segregated environment we lived in, just being black, period, you rode with this, you woke up with being on guard, so to speak. Because you didn't know how the day was going to pan out or where you go, and it could be a circumstance and you just wrapped up in something that you had nothing to do with, but you ain't getting out of it because of, your skin color. So, and then you would see it manifested depending on a person's soul. If their character wasn't, if it was like wishy-washy, whatever, they stopped dead in their track. They're just frozen. It's almost like they wait till the cloud goes away or the boogeyman goes away or whatever. Then they, it's just so freaking weak. And then you got those like, all right, I'm afraid, but I got shit to do. I got to get on with my day. And so with that, that's the definition of courage. And then there are varying degrees of courage. There's, over the top, the utmost, mid, a little bit. So that's the spectrum. And then the character of the person, how they deal with that, I still see it as two divides. Because if a person that really isn't a virtue, they go fearful, it's easy for that to turn into hate and anger and evil. And it'll set a momentum and it just won't even stop. And then, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, when individuals do that, more than half of their fear is something made up in their head. It's not even real. It's like this one little thing started something and it just took off in some old, not an avalanche, but a snowball rolling down the hill effect. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger and just couldn't stop it. So that's my take on it.
So that's it's almost like fear is, in a way, meant to be transformed. It's a transformer, if you will, mainly because, like as you said, it's made up in your mind. So, and
Quite a bit of it. Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's a dope way how you put it with the courage, because fear is often looked at as a negative thing.
Yep.
And kind of in the same notion as nervousness. You talk to comedians or actors and anything like that. Yeah. And so, are you nervous still? Do you still get nervous? And a lot of the good ones say, I am nervous. And I'm always nervous because it's an indication that I care. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go out there, but I'm nervous as hell. But it kind of, in a way, propels their performance.
Yeah, you're
that
up for
much
the
more.
game.
Exactly.
It's just like, you're about to get in the ring and throw down, and if you ain't hyped a little bit, you might not ought to get in there.
Yeah.
You like, you're behind the curve, but you're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, definitely.
But courage wouldn't have a definition if there wasn't fear. It's what creates that. So yeah, you're afraid, but you go forward anyway. You got shit to do. Okay, go do it. You concerned and all this other shit. Yeah, you're still going through it though.
Yeah. Talk about that mind renovation, if you will, when fear is standing right in front of you. Because like you said, courage doesn't have a definition without fear.
Nope.
But a lot of people do not point to that definition. They don't have that definition or that affirmation, if you will. So point to a few, I guess, pointers or things or major specific keys that may help someone when fear is directly in front of them. How do I transform that into courage?
Well, I mean, just narrow down to, at certain times, what exactly are you doing and what makes you feel that way? But then the value of what you're doing or trying to achieve, is it important or not? Because if it is, who gives a shit how nervous you feel? Walk anyway. Because you're trying to accomplish what you want and you need. Well, if it has value to you, then go prove it. That kind of thing. I mean, if it's something that's trivial and the reward is not worth the risk, and you really feel conflicted about it, ambivalent, in addition to uncomfortable and fearful, it might not even be worth pursuing. But when it's something that's, it's your personal greater good, I think you're a fool if you don't go. Because it's one of them things where you're afraid to take a chance. Then you usually end up living with regret. Man, what if? That window came and went, you can never get it again. Or some individuals just miss an opportunity for being afraid and holding themselves back. Or like I said sometime in the classes, it's like putting a mental handcuff on yourself. Because I even had them do it, because I would get some people, okay, you get in the ring, just play around free ball. Just totally putting them on the spot, the whole stage fright thing. And I said, okay, who else want to do it? And man, not one motherfucker raised their hand. I'm like, come on, seriously? I'm like, no, you go, right? We get done. And I said, and they all get through it. I said, how you feel? So it was fun. Like, yeah. What the hell are you afraid of? Yeah. I said, in your mind, I said, hold your hand out like this. I said, now visualize you taking a handcuff and putting it on yourself. I said, that's what you just did. The way the mind works, anything is new, you're going to be apprehensive about it. When you got the average person that maybe had never been in a real situation, but then they grow up, they got a family, they got this and that, and they think, oh my God, what if something happens, what do I do? They're dealing with anxiety no matter what when they come in to some degree, and then it's like, okay, now you got to get in the ring. Well, if you don't soften that blow a little bit, make it a gradual approach, just getting in the thing, get used to being in the thing, it stays amplified. So with the little kids, if you put them in here, let them just play fight, they just see it like, oh, just another place to get in and do something, not freaked out with fear and panic. But, some still have it, but this will reduce it. So it's just human behavior. That was great. Seriously, y'all don't even know what you just did. Keep your hands up though, guys. Keep your hands up. Both of you keep your hands up. You see what I'm saying? And that weird analogy and example, it shows itself a lot. It's like, you made up some shit in your own head. Just stop, go. It is being overly self-conscious, worrying about the outcome, and what somebody else is going to think, and how you're going to look. Well, when you ain't thinking none of that, or you just don't even care, and you're concerned with getting such and such done, somehow courage shows up. Because you're more concerned with what you got to do than what may or may not happen. You're just like, So, okay. The warrior spirit. And I know damn well I said this to you once. I don't know how we got on it. It was good, way in the beginning. When I was down at the other spot, down where KFC is, and brand new, probably like 99, had to be toward the end of 99 when I was there. And a dude walked in, because I think I was just turned 31. He had to be, mid-late 30s, at least. Didn't quite look 40 yet. If he did, he was 40, right at it, or something like that. And he had two boys with him, one 10 and one 9 or 11, I can't remember. And he was a truck driver, and he was like, man, I always wanted to get in the kickboxing. And he had the dad bod, not a bad dad bod, but he had the dad bod though. And he's like, yeah, I always wanted to get into martial art and never got around to it, and always been afraid, and I want to learn a little something, and to protect my family if I need to, and this and that. And I could see he was so concerned with that worry part. But you see, my mind, because I just left the Marines, so I'm like 100% still like Marine mind and ops and hand-to-hand combat. So I'm thinking, that as well as training for self-defense, training for competition, like the whole spectrum hit. And I'm reading spirits, and I look, and I said, I got a question for you. He said, yeah, what? I said, this is rhetorical, so don't take offense. I said, you love your boys? He said, yeah. He said, no, I can tell. So I just asked. I said, I'm going to ask you one more time. How much you love your kids? I love them to death, my boys. I said, yeah. I said a little baseline. So let me ask you this. I said, if a muscular, cocky dude came in here, say 200-pound athlete, he walked up to either one of your boys, slapped him so hard and knocked him down unconscious, what would you think about him? He said, I'd fucking kill him. I said, oh. He went, oh, I see. He didn't give a flying fuck how big and strong. His ass was dead. Yeah. See how that goes? How energy transforms?
That's dope. It's kind of like what we were talking about in the warm-up, where putting a value of importance on something changes the whole dynamic.
Because if it matters, you ain't thinking about nothing else.
That's hella dope. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that conversation.
It was funny.
That's cool. That's like one of those aha moments.
If you had seen his whole body language change, I knew it was going to happen because he loved his boys. It's
like there's no greater sense of urgency that I need to go train than that moment right there probably for him. It's like, oh shit.
Oh,
am I going to fuck him up?
His thing is like, it's just like that. It's like, there was a saying that says, I remember I was a kid, we used to watch, it was they call it wrestling. The WWE wrestling one in the South, it was wrestling. Yeah. Every Saturday, I think we watched it. And one famous wrestler, he said something about, try to remember, it's not the size of the man in the fight, but the size of the fight in the man. And Ron, he put another spin on it. He said, yeah. He said, never fight a man on a mission. Because his mind's already made up. He's willing to die to achieve it. So you better be willing to die too. If it don't mean that much to you, stay the fuck out of his way. That's fact.
Yeah, that's true.
It's if they're there, because you can sense that shit. Like, no, I'm good. Right on.
That's true. Very true. That's dope. Well, fear can be a motivator. Fear can be a hindrance. Or you can marry the two and motivate yourself through the pressure that comes with both.
That's right.
That's dope. Yes, sir. Thanks again for listening to the Y.O.D podcast, with the one and only tough is good, smart is better, are you coachable, choose to succeed. And then Ajan Rubin. Be sure to visit www.theyodpodcast.com. Y.O.D.